Hey, Thomas with Lawn Care here. Uh, I'm always trying to make videos on how we improved our business so that other people can see them and see, hey, this is something I'll implement, or no, this is complete garbage. Um, so I want to talk about our hiring system today. This is something that I spent weeks, months back um, improving, but now that we switched over to a different um, workflow, I've had to rebuild it, and I'm like, hey, I rebuilt it even better, added different follow-ups and stuff. I just want to show you guys what we did to improve it. And I just want to quickly start by talking about hiring, how much time it wastes. Um, there's cost calculators that you could probably pull up or use ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI to ask it what are the costs of a bad hire, um, or the cost of spending too much time looking for hiring. And it could be like $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, depending on how much time you spent on bad hires. So I wanted a way for our business as it grows into multiple locations to be able to hire more efficiently. And when we do hire, we're getting, you know, great, fantastic people who fit our culture well and who are going to stay long term, who aren't like, a 2 week hire and then they leave and then you have to go through the whole hiring system again. Um, yeah, so um, numbers, this is built in Go High Level. We used to use another software that was just built on top of Go High Level because it integrated, they built the integration with House Call Pro, but when we switched over to Copilot, I was like, I don't need to be paying $300 plus a month when I can pay $100, less than $100 a month for Go High Level. And it's the exact same thing, and I can customize it even more in terms of like what I want. So we stepped away from them. Nothing wrong with them. They were great, but I'd rather just build it out myself because I have time and I love saving money. Um, anyway, so I did have to rebuild all these pipelines though. Some of them are still in draft because, yeah, I just got done rebuilding them and I have to tweak them. But I just want to show you guys what it looks like. So someone goes to our website and fills out the form, apply for lawn care, um, enter their name, all their stuff, all their details. Um, I set that up as the trigger, completed. All right. And then I set it up so that as soon as they finish with that, they get this application. Hey, thank you for filling out our job application. We review your application, get in touch with you soon. Oops, forgot to add remove from workflow. Current workflow, save. All right. And then another 8 minutes, it also texts them the AI call interview. All right. So we'll talk about Hirebus in a second. What they sent. I'm just going to go over the AI call interview and talk about it. So it's also here on page 2. They just call our AI interviewer. And what it does is it pre-qualifies them with a simple like 5 to 10 minute call asking basic questions, basic interview questions. Very, very basic. The AI, to be honest, doesn't even disqualify people. It just gives a simple like yes, no, and it does do a number ranking. If they're below 2, it'll tell them like, hey, you're not a right fit. But we use Hirebus and the AI call to go hand in hand to see, do we move forward with an in-person interview, because that's where the most time is wasted, is in-person interview. And then of course a bad hire, someone who got through that in-person interview phase but then they only stayed on for like a week or two. So that's where like your costs really go up. But this is a way for us to get tons of people through LinkedIn, Indeed, not LinkedIn, Indeed, and get 100 people through Indeed. And after the AI caller interview and the Hirebus assessment, there might only be 5 people who actually like qualify for the role. And some people don't even talk to the AI. We make it a requirement now. We used to not, but now we do, because every person who's ever called the AI have been great people, or majority of them are typically going to be better, and the people who haven't, their Hirebus assessment came back as like low. So it's like if they don't even want to take the time to call, we found that they're probably not going to be a good fit for our company. So AI, very basic setup, and I used Go High Level to set up the AI agent, and I just used a big prompt. I made ChatGPT create a prompt, and I tweaked it, fine-tuned it, spent a few hours doing it, and that's why I'm telling you to do this too. If you want what we prompted, I can send it to you, but you can build your own depending on your company, and it was great. But then once they're done with the application and they finish the AI interview, it'll propagate them here, and it'll say to like review them, okay? And it'll keep them in this pipeline indefinitely until we look at them. So it works out very well. Go back to the workflow here. Once they're done with that, we contact them to get them on a phone interview. With this one, I'm building it out right now, but what it'll do, it'll shoot them a text saying like, you're confirmed the phone interview for X date and time, and then like 2 or 3 days before the interview, it'll text them again, and then like a few hours before the interview, it'll text them again. So it's just to make sure they're actually gonna show up, and it actually texts them 20 minutes before as well, because you've texted people the day before, and then it's like day of, they didn't text back. So it also texts them 20 minutes before saying like, hey, I'm hopping up in a quick second, just wanted to make sure you're going to be there. So, and then you're not wasting your time sitting there. And then if they're approved, before I go to the approved section, that's fine, we don't have to go to Hirebus. So if we move into the approved but not yet hired, so this is a way to fill up your pipeline so that if you ever, let's say, lose a hire or something happens and you need to hire people or you're growing rapidly, you want to have a pipeline of people waiting. The same way you're not going to, in your business, only be booked out like 3 days in advance. You want to have like people in your pipeline, your hiring pipeline, who are kind of like ready to go, or in like a week or two they're ready to go. That's kind of what we're trying to build here with this pipeline, is we're able to go into our reserves, tap into our reserves of interviewees, and see like, oh, yep, like boom, 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 these are all great interviewees. So SMS, appreciate you taking the time. We tell them they're in our approved pipeline. This is like after the call, and we personally call them and let them know like, hey, you're approved, we just don't have space right now, but we're going to put you in our approved pipeline. It'll keep you warm, and we'll let you know when we have a spot open. And we let them know where they are in the queue of people. Like we could be like, hey, you're fifth, you're third in the queue, and we just go in order of first come first serve to make it fair, if they qualify and everything. So this is like, it just talks about our business. It just keeps them warm by talking about our business, keeping our business top of mind. Confirm. Don't need to save anything. Crews are busy. And it's just like if they're interested or they're not. It just keeps them interested. I'm going to show you Hirebus though. This is like a report that I just made myself. And this just tells us like, are they a great general laborer? Will they be a good lead technician? Or anything else? General manager, no bueno. This person would not be a good general manager. He's a fake person. I just made him up. I would not show anyone's actual information here. But yeah, so I went through here. It'll tell you if they're low on something, like, hey, they're low proactivity. This is what they typically are, and if this is like a good coaching. Interview questions for people who are like that. You can also get interview questions for them in general, so you're not going to ask them like 20 interview or 30, 40, 50 interview questions, but you might ask them like 6. or 7. All right. So general labor, 10. This is anyone who's on our pipeline who's 8 out of 10, we keep. If they're below 7 for general labor, we also look at lead tech. If they're like, one of these numbers has to be over 8 out of 10. If not, we found it to be typically a waste of time. Sometimes if they're 7 out of 10 and like the AI interview went well, and maybe they followed up, a lot, then we're willing to bend it. But if they're anything lower than that, they tend to be people who are problematic, and it's just not worth our time. You get enough people over 8 out of 10 and 9s out of 10s, and even a few 10 out of 10s, that it's like spending time for anyone below 7 is not good. All right, you have a business to run. They might fit. We've had people who were like 4 out of 10s for something, but then they were like sales 10 out of 10, and we're just like, hey, you're not a right fit. You should go to this company because they have a high sales team, and you look like you would be really good at sales. Yeah, so it's a nice way to tell them why, if you do want to give them a reason why you didn't hire them. But if you want to just say, hey, you're not a right fit, I would recommend X company for you, so that you're not, being a bum and just saying like, hey, I don't want you. But hey, you don't have to give them a reason. There's no need to. Again, I just do this to be able to qualify people, and again, made this so that as we continue to grow in our company and our business, we can do it. We can do it without breaking, and we can do it so that it's not a headache for our general managers at each location to hire people. Systematizing it is great. I will say Hirebus, this version of the software is like $2,000 or $3,000 a year, just for the assessment test. This is like all we use it for, is the AI interview questions and the assessment, and that's all you get for $2,000-$3,000 a year. But it's totally worth it, because again, the cost of a bad hire, could be $2,000 or more. It's typically $2,000 or more, just based on the amount of time that you spend with them. All right, and that's just such a big headache that you don't even want. So it's like $2,000 to avoid that kind of headache is totally worth it. And then again, making a pipeline and an AI that also qualifies them, cherry on top. Hirebus does have a way, if you maybe have a little bit more money. I'm not affiliated. I just think they have a great software here. They have a way. It's their $797. Again, it's billed annually, so this was $200 a month, so it was like $2,600. That's the one I got. If you do it all yourself, that's all you'll pay. But this one, they also help with like job ad creation. They do the candidate nurture, branded application form, tailored automations. So pretty much all I did, but they do it for you if you don't want to do it. And they also do the ad creations and auto posting and some of the other stuff, which is good. Ultimately, if you're hiring, I think, more than 4 people a year, I would probably go with this one, but we're not hiring that fast. We're a $1 million company, and we hire slowly. We hire maybe 2 to 3 people a year max. So I didn't see, and I always have time. So if you have time and not a lot of money, go with this plan. There's also role placement they have, which is kind of cool. So if you need a great hire for a single position, and I think they said they guarantee this one. They will guarantee find you someone who's there for longer than 60 days or 90 days. And it's $3,000. But again, if you're looking for maybe a general manager or a lead salesman in a $10 million company, $2,000, $3,000 is not a huge break in the bank. Yeah, Hirebus, look them up. Go high level. Get it. Make your own automation workflow list. If you have any questions on how to build it, or if you want me to show step by step all the different things I built, I can show you. But that's all for now. See ya.